Prep Baseball just released its first 2027 rankings, and sitting at the top in Georgia is Caden Dawson, and I am joined by the left-handed hitting outfielder out of Blessed Trinity in the East Cobb Astros. Caden, how are you, man? And hope the holidays were good to you.
Hi, what's up? I'm doing great. How are you today?
Good, man. So along with being the top-ranked player in Georgia, you come in sixth in the nation in the class, number two among outfielders. Number one, what was your reaction when you first saw those rankings, and who ended up telling you about it?
So I was actually in the airport on my way to Utah to go skiing, and my advisor texted me. He's like, "Yo, look at this. You just got ranked sixth in the country." And I was like, "Holy crap!" So I'm just so blessed to be where the spot I'm at right now. Everything's going great so far.
So that made it a little bit sweeter of a trip then, right? I'm sure it was probably
Yeah,
kind of hard when you were on the slopes to kind of keep your head right
yeah,
after seeing that.
yeah. I was actually he texted me the day before, and it's like, "Hey, the rankings are coming out. I'll send them to you tomorrow." And it was later in the afternoon, I think, and he gives me a text, and he showed me the rankings. So yeah.
That's awesome. So there's
Yeah.
always a couple ways you can look at something like this. You can either see it as an expectation, and I know that can be hard for some players to kind of deal with, or you can see it as a challenge to say, okay, after this high school season and the travel seasons, I got to go back this thing up. Where do you stand on something like a ranking?
I feel like with my ranking, especially since I've been around it for so long now, it's been more of an expectation for me to perform the way I should be performing. And there's only one way I should be performing, and that's at my best level.
You're about to take the field at the high school level for a powerhouse in Blessed Trinity, a program that has five MLB draft picks, more than a dozen Division I players. I mean, there were six Power Five guys from last year's
Mhm.
senior class. Tell me what it's like for a player going into that environment and the standard that's been set at the Titans.
Well, the coaching over there is great. I mean, it's a great field, it's a great campus, it's a great school just in general, a really high academic school. I see why all those kids have been there all over the years. It's a great place to be, a bunch of good people to be around. But I'd say the division of baseball we're playing in, it's really difficult. And the fact that I have such a great coach and such great teammates that just help me get through that. And they're going to help me get through my freshman season and just kind of lay the path down for me.
What do the older guys with that program do to kind of help you? You obviously know what the
Mhm.
expectations are and the standards, but what do they do to kind of make sure that you understand how the Blessed Trinity program operates?
It's a big family. I mean, it's a really big family. I mean, all the big leaguers come back, all the college guys come back. We'll go back, we'll hit at BT. I mean, it's just honestly, it's a really big family and everyone loves each other. There's no hate in there, and it's just a great place to be around, especially me and how young I am.
When breaking down the 2027 rankings, Prep Baseball Shooter Hunt told me he thinks you're absolutely going to mash. He loves the hit tool, but I'm interested in what you think are the biggest strengths in your game right now.
Right now we're focusing on speed. It's just getting slowly increasing that speed. Last year we were at like a 7, then this year I ran another one, and now we're at a 6.9, and it's just slowly increasing the 60. And it was out of nowhere actually. My arm strength just went through the roof. I mean, out of nowhere, I went from like maybe 85, and then this summer I pulled down 94. So from the
Wow.
outfield, so that was something that I thought was really going to help my game, especially that I don't know where they're going to put me, either in center, right, or left, but just having the ability to go track down balls and fire them in from the outfield.
Is there anything that you feel like, I mean, you talked about the speed, talk about the arm strength, but is there anything you feel like, okay, if I can get this here, I know that I can make a big impact for this team as a freshman?
I'd probably say that my hitting tool is really going to help me going into this high school season, knowing that my high school is known for a bunch of hitters. I mean, we're going to score a lot of runs every single game, and just maintaining a really good bat throughout the year is going to help my team a lot, get a bunch of wins, and hopefully go to state.
Coaches obviously have a major impact on a player's development, but so too
Agree.
do those guys that you grow up watching. Who is
Yeah.
that player for you, or maybe the guys that you looked at and kind of try to take elements of their game and putting into your own?
I've said this for years now, but Bryce Harper is my guy. My coach coached him. There's just so many connections. I feel like that's between us with our swing, with our speed. I feel like I'm like a younger version of him almost right now, and we're just trying to build off that. And just seeing how he's doing right now and knowing all the stuff he's been through, it's just good to watch that and good to know that it's going to be okay and you're going to do well.
So many guys I talk to bring up Bryce Harper, but it's not always just about that. It's about the energy and the way he carries
Yeah.
himself. And how much is that kind of that fire that he brings to the field something that you try to emulate?
I mean, when you're playing in front of the best fan base, probably, or if one of the best fan bases in the country, and he's just great at firing them up and getting them going. That's why it's so hard to go play there in the playoffs. And he just brings this unreal energy to the field every single day. And if there's one person I'd like to be like, it for sure be Bryce Harper.
So how do you take that as a younger player? And there's obviously going to be older guys who have been around, but how do you bring a level of energy like that to a program that's got some older guys on it who have had success?
We've been through the start. We're all the same age. We're all going to treat each other the same, no matter if we're a freshman or a senior. It's all going to be the same. We're all going to play as one team. And the little freshman I am coming in, I'm sure I'm going to be a loudmouth. I'm sure I'm going to talk. Like, it's just something I'm going to do. I'm a really loud player on the field. I love to talk. I love to get the boys going in the dugout. But it's for sure something that we've all already talked about. Like, they know I'm all coming in. I'm good friends with all of them, and they know this. They know that I'm going to do it already, and they're just going to build off that.
Well, Caden, cannot wait to see what you have for your store for your first season at Blessed Trinity, man. Congrats again on the ranking. I truly appreciate the time.
Thank you so much.